Y'all don't hear me. You owe it to yourself to say that if New Providence called an all-night prayer vigil, would you show up? You would. We have a small group that comes to Wednesday night. And God has blessed them. I can guarantee you that. They receive strength in the middle of the week. You know, Deacon Clemens, if we call an all-night prayer vigil, they wouldn't be selling dinners in the hallway. We wouldn't have barbecue ribs. They didn't have chicken dinners. And you know they didn't have no children church. Air conditioner. But they was in relentless, tenacious, fervent prayer. Calling on Jesus. This is not an auxiliary group. It is not an intercessory prayer. It was the early church that was calling on God, rebuking the enemy, pleading the blood of Jesus Christ, talking about, you got to turn my pastor loose. In the name of Jesus, they were calling us day in and day out, all night long, saying, release our pastor. God, if you don't do it, it can't be done. We need your help this day. We need to go as a church in fervent prayer and plead the blood of Jesus Christ, talking about you got to turn him loose. They pleaded him. They pleaded, saying, if you don't deliver us, we can't make it another day. And when all was done and the time was spent, they were praying for a breakthrough. We as New Providence are praying for a breakthrough. We're praying that Jesus show up and show out. And that he hear our cry. And that's why I'm telling you the importance of prayer of the old church. He said, let your church be a church. You can't get no breakthrough if you watch HBO half the night and pray the other night. They say that they pray without ceasing. Brother Samuel, I have witnessed this. I have seen the prayer of the righteous avail much. I have seen God show up and show out in my house. I have seen him be praised all night long, just calling on God to do something before it's everlasting too late. We need a breakthrough. If you don't deliver us, we won't make it another day. Let the church be the church. I didn't say the Baptist church. I didn't say the Apostolic church. I didn't say the Methodist church. I didn't say the Church of God in Christ. I'm talking about the blood-washed, sanctified, church-filled church. I'm not talking about black folks, white folks. I'm talking about the red folks that have been washed with the blood of Jesus Christ. Covered with the blood of Jesus Christ. This is not a denomination war. It's not a culture war. It's not about a black people or white people. This is about a breakthrough. A breakthrough. And you need aggressive faith. Aggressive faith. Before you throw in a towel, before you give up, before you let the enemy take all your stuff, before you let the enemy have your child, before you let the enemy have your marriage, before you give up and say, I'm going somewhere else, tell the Lord that I want a breakthrough right now. Everyone tell the Lord, we need a breakthrough. You got to have aggressive faith. You can't go down there and say, amen, Lord, thank you for this day and thank you for this tomorrow, and get up and go home. God wants us to cry out and let the Lord be God and for him to deliver us in these last and evil days. Tell the devil he have no place in our church. Bring my credit rating out of jail. You know, some of our credit rating is in jail. We have to go on our knees and pray all night and pray all day. Some of our kids bring back our sons, let our daughters go to school and come back. We have to go a supernatural faith in calling on the Lord. And as we are today and all we are tomorrow, political, it wasn't a political church. It wasn't a fancy church. It was attacked by King Herod. They didn't have all the things that we have today. And I don't know, we don't need a fancy church. We don't need a church running over with people. We need a praying church. God told me to preach this to whomever will hear it. He's going to touch somebody's heart. I don't know whose heart. God told me to preach it, and I'm preaching it. God says that we don't need a political church. We don't need an important church. We just need a praying church. And there are attacks that makes us pray. And I'm here to present to you guys that in the early church, God used King Herod to bring the church to his knees and to make him pray. And while we are going well, I don't know what he's using in our lives today. Somebody, I don't care what you got going on. Some of us got plenty of money, some of us got good homes, some of us got cars, some of us got jobs, but it's something in your life that doesn't work. Something in your life that doesn't work. It's the fervor that creates the fiction, the slaying of others around you when you see your loved ones falling down by the wayside and you can't do nothing about it. That is what brings us to our knees. It's the friction that causes the fervor. If you don't get no more out of this, is that you need to be in serious prayer. Nobody knows if you're praying except God, because you're praying to him. If the church, with these few people that we got in the other day, went into fervent prayer, I can see that it will make a move in Houston that you've never seen before. If we call on the Almighty God. You know that Jesus Christ had ascended to heaven, but before he ascended to heaven, you know that the church came up against him because he was making the lame walk and the blind talk, and the ones that couldn't see, he was making them see. And they got a few surplus people decided to crucify him. They brought him from Judgment Hall to Judgment Hall, and they beat him all night Thursday. They took a strike for you, Deacon Clemens. He took a strike for you, Sister Curtis. He took a strike for you, Brother Samuel, all night long. And we know that they marched him up Golgotha's hill, and they beat him, and they had to get somebody, Simon, to help him take the heavy load, and they marched him up Golgotha's hill, and they stood him up on a rugged cross, and they stretched him, hung him high and stretched him wide. He stood there all day from the 6th to the 9th hour. The sun refused to shine, and the moon dripped in blood. He stayed there, Sister Hardeman, he stayed there for a wretch like me. He stayed there all night Thursday night after they put him in the tomb, and he wouldn't come up, and they even got some Roman soldiers to guard the rock so he wouldn't slip out. And they say he stayed there all night Friday night, all night Saturday night. But early Sunday morning, he got up. Didn't he get up? With all power of heaven and earth in his hand. The doors of the church are now open. Somebody